Welcome to another episode of Truth Bombs and Heart Nudges. I'm your host, Lori Herbers. So today we have an interesting little truth bomb for you. So we'll just jump right in. It is number 116. Do not cage me in, for your mind can limit my power. Our minds are so powerful. What we believe is powerful. Everything we believe sets up in our mind. So even if it's something we believe in our subconscious, will still set out an energy, a frequency that we emit. Doubt is a destroyer. There in itself, I have said before, and it really is a truth bomb. Doubt is a destroyer. When you doubt, you destroy so much for yourself. You limit yourself. So when you have disempowering beliefs, that mindset will limit the power that you have flowing through you, because we are connected to the divine, to the whole. Some might say the collective. We're all connected, which means that you are connected to all knowledge, all wisdom, all power, all love, all peace, all joy, all grace. But you can cage yourself in. You can cage in the divine. You can limit the power for when your hands are on things, or when you don't believe in things, it takes away the power. When you believe that you are unworthy, if you believe that you are not good enough, if you believe that you do not matter, just think about what those words are saying to you. They are so disempowering. They take away your power. They take away the power for the energy to work through you. You, in essence, become your own block. You block your own giftings from moving through you and out, because you have gifts. Everyone has gifts because it's tied up in your purpose. And the reason you have those gifts is because of the purpose. And the reason you have those purpose is why you need to have those gifts. But for instance, for me, I have the gifting basically a connection through each other's spirit. It took me years to realize that exactly what it was doing, because I can know things that there's no way I could possibly know about other people. Is because we literally are connected. We're energetically connected. But when I saw myself as unworthy and unlovable and not important and an accident, I basically became this block, this limiting belief, this negative, heavy, dark cloud around myself. Now, I might not have been the one who started the words or the belief of unworthiness. It might have been spoken over me, but at one point I accepted it, and it became my truth, and it became this dark cloud, or this dark energy, this very heavy weight of shame and guilt, limited the power of my own gifting flowing through me. And you might be thinking, well, I don't have this kind of gifting. Everybody has the ability to move energy through them and out, and that energy always comes back. Energy is always moving. Watch nature, get into science. Everything's moving. Energy doesn't just disappear. It has to go somewhere. So basically, it was almost like when you unplug something that no longer has its power source. So when you have those limiting beliefs, you basically unplug your own power. You just shut yourself off. You just closed yourself off. And so energy may pass around you, and you're just sending out this negative energy, and then the negative energy comes back. So it's just a cycle of negative energy, out, back in, out, back in. But it's very limiting. It keeps you low, because unworthiness and fear and doubt, on all those are very low, heavy energy that you get yourself stuck in. And so you're basically blocking yourself, because when you're down here in this low energy, you can't move yourself up into the higher energy of love and empowerment and abundance is up high. Lack is down low. So in essence, when you feel like there's not enough for everyone, or there's never enough, or I don't have enough, or I don't have any money, or I can't afford that, all of those things limit the actual energy, because money is just energy. And it's a frequency that you can tune into. But if you're in the frequency of lack, now you're in the frequency of, I don't get money. Versus if you're in the high energy of abundance and you're like always saying, oh, I can afford that, is start using that. That has been amazing change for me, is, even just little things, because I remember being a single parent, I always thought it was either or. So in order for my daughter to have, I had to give up. I never in my mind believed that we could both have. And so that limiting belief kept me from having anything, because of course, as a mother, her needs always, were more important than mine, which to an extent was also a limiting belief. And plus, be careful as parents that when you don't take care of yourself, then your children are getting the least of you. They're not getting the best of you, because you cannot give what you do not have. And so as this limiting belief that I had, that in order for my daughter to have, I must not have, that was decades, because she's in her 20s now. That was over 2 decades of me giving up all of my power, because I believed, so in my mind, I believed that there wasn't enough for both of us. So she got it, I did not. And so in essence, I taught her that as a parent, she's not important. And that's incorrect. So she got the least of me. I tell her all the time, I'm sorry. I wish I would have known the things I know now back then. And I'm trying to teach her now, so that when she has children, that she will understand that in order to give them the best, she has to be at her best. And the only way to be at your best is to do self-care and to love yourself and make sure that your needs are met, because you can't give what you don't have. And although I loved her, I could have given her an even bigger, greater love had I loved myself more. So your mind can limit the power of the energy that's just swirling around you every single day, that is flowing around you every single day. Google universal laws, Google quantum physics, or even just physics. Energy is important in your day. Energy comes forth, it comes through and out of you all of the time. You are the beacon bringing forth that which you send out. So be very careful about what you believe, and stop and ask yourself, why do I believe this? Why do I believe that in order for my daughter to have, I don't get to have? Or that self-care is selfish, or that money doesn't grow on trees, or that there's not enough for everyone, or that, bad things always happen to me. Yes, crap happens all the time, but is it something you can learn from? Is there a lesson? Because I find that usually the messes, especially the bigger messes I find myself in, there's always a message in that mess. There's a lesson to learn so that I'm never in that mess again. That's why it's important to understand history. The things that we have done, don't do that again, because this is what happened. In order to make changes, we must first change. In order to give, we must first have. So in order to really create your heart's desires, your mind has to be basically unlimited in the approach to having that which you really truly desire to have. It's all coming from within you. So I could say, don't be like I was back then. Don't be a dark cloud on your own life. Don't be your own block. Do the work, do the journaling, do the digging, do the perusing and questioning. Why? Why do I think this? Where did this come from? When did it start? Is it true? start asking yourself, what energy am I bringing forth today? What am I emitting right now? What is it that I'm emitting that's going to come back to me? Because that will really change what you're doing when you understand that everything that you're doing ripples out, ricochets, and comes back bigger. What kind of ripple am I about to set off when I do this thing? And start stopping. And when you have these thoughts, just because you have a thought doesn't mean you have to keep it. Doesn't mean that it owns you. You're the master of your thoughts and your mind. But are you? That's the question. Are you caging yourself in? Are you limiting your own power? Are you limiting the divine's power to work through you by doubting, by fear, by believing in lack, by getting yourself stuck in this negative hole? It's time to stop and ask yourself, what is this? Why is this? How can I be different? What's a different choice I can make that's going to change everything? How can I find joy in every moment of every day? Because even in the midst of the greatest sorrow, you can still find joy. Joy is a choice, just like your thoughts are choices. So the more you pay attention to your thoughts, the quicker and faster you'll be able to sort through the ones that are serving you versus the ones that are not serving you. And then the more that you allow those thoughts that are serving you to play, the quicker you will catch the non-serving ones. Like, for example, this was probably a year or two ago. I can remember I was just doing dishes, and this thought was kind of twittered through my brain and said, "You never win." And I had to go, wait, what? Wait a minute. The heck is that? Sometimes it's not even ours, because I actually followed that thought all the way back and it wasn't even mine. It was my mom's. So we are energetically connected. But because I came from her, you pick up all this energy, and there's all kinds of crazy stories about, mothers going through some traumatic experience while they're pregnant, and that child picks up that energy and they will have fear that came from their mother, and then they're carrying it and they're like, they don't even realize that they have it. You won't until you start digging into, what is this? Why is this? How is this? Is it true? Is it mine? Do I want to keep it? Yes or no? You don't have to. One of the tricks that I really like is to, when I have thoughts, either I just like picture myself kicking it out of here, or sometimes a big black hole and I just shove it in there and it's gone forever, because you can't find anything when it goes into a black hole. Or sometimes I just lay it at the feet of God's throne and say, here, if it's something that like I know that I need, like, I'm looking for a different place to live and I can't seem to find it, or the cost of living's gone up and I don't know how I'm going to afford it, and instead of sitting in that low energy of I don't know how this is going to play out, I can choose to just take it. I just pictured like all of that and put it in a box, and I just set it at his feet, and I'm like, here, I'm trusting you with this, and I'm just going to go have peace and joy and just bask in the love that you are. Don't limit what you can have. Don't limit your inspiration. Don't limit your creativity, because you are a creator, because you came from one. You are created to create. It is in your purpose to create. And there's so many different ways you can create. Writing, drawing, painting. Maybe you're an athlete. Maybe you're a coach. Maybe you're a teacher. Teachers are creating all of the time. Lessons, different ways to come around to explain something. There's so many ways you create. Maybe you're just creative in how you think, or how you talk to people, or how you inspire others. That is still creating. Coming up with the correct words to say to lift someone up. Figuring out the way to create more love in your life, to create more joy in your life. So 116. Do not cage me in, for your mind can limit my power. Stop limiting yourself. Stop limiting the beauty and wonder that this world holds for you. And pay attention to what you're sending out and pay attention to the thoughts that come into your head. You don't have to keep them. You can say, no, not today. No, we're not doing that. No, I'm not thinking that. No, I don't even believe that. And replace it with what you do believe. For instance, like I just previously said, you never win. I win all the time. I already went. I just won right now. I got all the dishes done and the dishwashers are going. Boom. Won. Got it done. Got to the store, got the groceries. Boom. Done. It doesn't have to be big wins. They can be little wins, but they're still wins. They're still wins. Maybe you find the best hairstylist ever. Win. Had time to go get your nails done. They had a special on. Win. Right? Start seeing the beauty that's all around you. Start seeing the abundance. Start understanding that you have power flowing through you all the time. Decide how you want to use it. If you don't know what your gifts are, there's spiritual gift tests that you can take that are free. Just Google it. Take a couple. Compare. See which one really stands out. Ask other people who know you really well. What do you think I'm really good at? Because they may see something in you that you don't even realize is there. It just comes so naturally to you. Don't even realize that it's something that is a gift for you or a talent that you have. Because again, your mind can be like, yeah, I'm not good at anything. Meanwhile, everyone's coming to you for advice. So you just need to pay attention, stay in the present moment, listen to the thoughts that are flowing through your head. Don't get stuck in guilt and shame. Learn to fuel your life with love, because love is endless. And it's bountiful, and it is yours, and it's you. You come from love. You are love. So don't cage yourself in. Don't limit who you are or what you can be or who you're becoming. Because even right now in this moment, just even listening to this, you are becoming more of who you are created to become. And the more you open yourself up to experience abundance, and the more you tell yourself, I can afford that. I can afford this. I can afford that. And truly learn to believe it. And the more that you say it, and the more that you repeat it, and the more repetition that you put in, and it's even how you teach. And that's how you learned your math drills, is by repetition. Life can be the same. The more that you repeat the positive things in your life, and the more that you do the digging and you pull out the negative and you get rid of it, the less negative you have and the more positive you can put in. The same with your thoughts. Catch those dishonoring thoughts and get rid of them. If the thought doesn't honor you, get rid of it. You don't have to keep it. You're the master of your mind. You're the master of your energy. It's time to master it. It's time to pay attention to what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're feeling, what you're believing. All of it is tied to you in a beautiful, amazing ways. But you're not going to know it if you're not paying attention, and you can't give what you do not have. Right? So you can't give abundance if you don't already have abundance. And the thing is, you do have abundance, but you can limit the abundance by believing you don't have any. Power is in the belief. And the power of the belief comes from your mind, settles into your subconscious. So be careful. Because sometimes there's stuff in your subconscious you don't realize it's there. Because you've done it so much on autopilot, you don't even realize it's there. Pay attention to your dreams, because your dreams allow your subconscious to come alive, because your conscious mind goes to sleep. So pay attention. Have a notebook by your bed, and if you remember it, immediately write it down. And then you can ponder over it later, because you have intuition, you have connection to the answers of what it means. And if you're not sure, then find someone who's really good at telling you what it means, or can guide you inward to figure out what it means. So 116, do not cage me in, for your mind can limit my